If your child's glasses prescription keeps getting stronger every year and every single visit to the optometrist a little worse than before, I want you to watch this video till the end. Because what I'm going to share with you today is something that most parents in India are simply not being told at their child's eye checkup. And I say that as an optometrist who has come across hundreds of patients, including parents, in exactly this situation. There is something happening to children's eyes across the world, including India right now. Something that is accelerating really fast. And there is something that you can do about it, but only if you know what exactly to look for. Hi, I'm Subhojeet, an optometrist with 19 years in clinical practice. On this channel, I break down eye health problems in plain language. So let's get into it. So what exactly is myopia? It is what most people call short-sightedness or nearsightedness. Your child can see things up close perfectly fine, their book, their phone, their computers, their notebooks, but the minute you put them in a classroom and ask them to read the board at the front and it's blurry, unclear, that's what myopia is all about. The reason this happens is simple. In a myopic eye, the eyeball has grown slightly too long. Just a fraction of a millimeter is enough to cause the light entering the eye to focus in front of the retina instead of right on it. And that small difference is enough to make distant objects blurry. Now here's the part that matters most for parents. You see, the eyeball keeps growing, and in children it's constantly developing. Once it goes too long, it is irreversible. That growth is permanent. So myopia isn't just about requiring eyeglasses today. It is about how long and how fast the eyeball keeps growing. And that's what means for your child's vision. 10 to 20 or 30 years from now, how long will the eyeball become, causing the prescription to increase, and what complications can also arise? Now let's give you some numbers, and I want you to really hear these particular numbers. Studies in Indian cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Chennai are finding that 50 to 70% of urban school children between the ages of 10 and 15 are already short-sighted or myopic. 1 in 2, sometimes more. A generation ago, this was very rare. Today, it is completely routine. And it's not that, more children have myopia. It's that they're getting it at a younger age. Children as young as 5 and 6 are now being diagnosed with short-sightedness. And the younger the myopia starts, the more time it has to progress. So what has changed? 2 things mainly. Number 1, children are doing more near work than ever before. School, tuition, homework, competitive exam preparations. Indian children in urban areas are routinely doing 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours of close-up work every day. And that's before you even add screen time, that is on the cell phones. When the eye spends most of its time focused at close range, there is evidence that it responds by growing longer, especially adapting to a world that exists only up close and not for far. Number 2, outdoor time has also almost disappeared. And this one surprises most parents. This is actually the bigger factor. A generation ago, in my time, children played outside. We played outside after school. We used to play cricket, football, running around, riding our bicycles. It was a part of growing up. Today, especially in urban India, that outdoor time is largely gone due to safety concerns, smaller apartments, closer living spaces, school, tuition schedules. Children are spending their time mostly indoors. And this matters enormously because natural outdoor light, bright sunlight, UV light, plays an active protective role in slowing eye growth due to dopamine release, as I discussed in my last videos. Studies from Taiwan, which faces the same crisis, found that just 80 minutes, 80, of outdoor time added to each school day reduced new myopia cases by 50% over 3 years, half just from going outside. I want you to take a moment here because I think this is the most important thing that I'm going to say in the entire video. Most parents think of myopia as an inconvenience that can be treated with eyeglasses, contact lenses, very manageable. But once you go beyond high myopia, when the prescription breaches the -6 mark, it is not just an inconvenience, it is close to being a medical condition. It is actually a medical condition. An eye that is elongated significantly is now structurally a vulnerable eye. The retina is stressed thin, and a thin retina is at risk. What are these risks? High myopia significantly increases the child's lifetime risk of, and that is in the eventual future, of retinal detachment, where the retina peels away from the back of the eye. This is a medical emergency. It can be treated with surgery. Glaucoma, it is a progressive damage to the optic nerve from elevated eyeball pressure that can cause permanent blindness as well if untreated. And myopic macular degeneration, it is the deterioration of the central retina that is one of the leading causes of irreversible blindness in adults across Asia. And these are not very rare cases. I have seen these conditions in my practice across all these years in patients who started as children and what seemed like ordinary short-sightedness that nobody managed well. But now we can actually manage them pretty well. And that's why we don't just give children glasses anymore and send them home. The goal is to keep that prescription as low as possible, because every diopter you prevent reduces the lifelong risk of developing complications. And that's why we now aim at keeping the prescription as stable as possible instead of just prescribing the new eyeglass power. So here's what you can do, and I'm going to be specific about these solutions. We're going to talk about a few solutions. The number one solution, of course, first is outdoor time, at least 90 minutes a day. I know that sounds like a lot of given Indian schedules, but this is the most evidence-backed, zero-cost intervention that we have. It doesn't need to be a sport. Your child doesn't need to get organized to do something. Just even walking outdoors for an hour and a half, or riding their bicycle, or walking to the market or to the nearest store, or sitting in the balcony in natural light after homework can also help. What matters is bright outdoor sunlight reaches the eyes, and please don't look at the sun directly, of course. The whole point is distance vision and natural sunlight. Second, enforce the 20-20-20 rule at home. Every 20 minutes of reading, writing, or screen use, your child looks at something far away out of a window across the street for at least 20 seconds. That is, again, a no-cost solution to make sure the eyes are relaxed. Children will not do this on their own. You have to set a timer and make it a rule in your house. You have to enforce these things as a parent. Number 3, screen distance and posture recommendations. Devices held every time very close to the face are very hard on developing eyes. Enforce a minimum distance of at least 40 centimeters for phones and tablets. Keep the books and notebooks at a further distance, and screens should never be used in a completely dark room. Make sure that the rooms of your child or wherever they are sitting are well lit, natural or artificial. Number 4, get a proper eye examination for your child, and not as eye screening. Go to an optometric clinic or an ophthalmologist every 12 months from the age of 5 onwards, because that's when the eyes are most susceptible. And here is what I want you to specifically ask at the appointment. Number 1, does my child have short-sightedness, and are they a good candidate for myopia control solutions? Because stand-up glasses just correct the blurry vision, but they don't slow the progression, and that's a problem. Which brings me to the treatments that actually slow eye growth. These are now the main options with strong clinical evidence, and all 3 are increasingly available. Autokeratology lenses, which are lenses that your child can sleep overnight. They change the shape of the cornea and you take them off in the morning and then repeat the same process. It's effective. We're going to talk about myopia control lenses. There are 2 distinct options here, and most parents often confuse them. There is a contact lens and then there is an optical lens. The soft contact lens, it has a special optical design that reduces the signal for eyeball growth. A 3-year clinical study showed 59% reduction in eye growth is better suited for children who are older and are more comfortable handling the lenses. The second is a myopia control optical lens, specifically the Stellest optical lens. It's a spectacle lens with a special design that creates a ring of defocus around the central prescription, which signals the eye to slow down its growth. Clinical trials showed 67% reduction in axial length growth over the 2 years. The axial length is essentially the eyeball length. The other solution is low-dose atropine eye drops, and these can be given at bedtime. If your child is between 5 and 15 and then hasn't had a comprehensive eye exam in the last 12 months, book one this week. If they already have myopia, ask specifically about myopia control lenses or therapy. Start the outdoor time today, every 30 minutes. Share this video. Leave your questions in the comments below. I read all of them, and your questions often become my next video. Thank you for watching. Take care of your children's eye. I will see you in the next one.